Hey guys, welcome to the Wholeness at Home Cell Salt course. On this video, I'm going to teach you, we're going to run through all 12 cell salts, and I'm going to kind of give you a profile of what each cell salt does. If you can learn each one, then you'll rely less on kind of the recipes and take this for that and this for that, because if you really understand what they each do, then you can go to that when you are identifying the deficiency that is creating your symptoms. So universally, all cell salts are given a number with their name, and this is universal. This is all the same. So whenever you hear somebody talk about number 1, they mean calc fluor. It's always, the numbers are always the same. Now, number 1 is calc fluor. This is calcium fluoride. The main component of our tooth enamel and the elasticity of our muscles and tissues is calcium fluoride. This will heal a prolapsed uterus or a bladder. This will heal hemorrhoids. If you easily dislocate joints, that's good for that. Calcified glands, dry, cracked skin, and varicose veins. This is also what you're going to use for loose teeth. I'm not talking about like, your 6-year-old has a loose tooth. This is like as your permanent tooth, if they're loose or your gums are receding, that goes to this. This is going to strengthen weak bones and teeth and will help heal fractures and sprains. Symptoms that would reveal a calc fluor deficiency are like bearing down pains, muscle weakness, and stiffness, and all of these symptoms would be worse on humid days. I kind of think of arthritic person that, they know it's going to rain because they feel it in their joints. That's a calc fluor deficiency. Okay, number 2 is calc phos. This is calcium phosphate. This is the one associated with low nutritional calcium. This will assist just about any other cell salt to make it more efficient, because this one helps the blood coagulate, and it is all about making your cells healthier in general. So when you're getting over an illness, I would do calc phos just to kind of help everything balance out again. This also treats rickets, which is a vitamin D deficiency. You will often hear this. This is a big one. Calc phos, number 2, plus calc fluor, number 1. You can take these two together, and that will heal tooth decay. And that is real. I have done this. I had a cavity, and they wanted to fill it, and I said, let me, I'll schedule it without really an intention of scheduling it because it wasn't bothering me. And I took these 2 cell salts regularly together, and 6 months later when I went back, they didn't even say anything because I'm sure they forgot that they told me. And they took x-rays and they're like, oh, everything looks fine. So, but in my mind, I was like, haha, yeah, because I took those 2 cell salts and that healed everything. So, those 2 also will help heal broken bones. Now, obviously, I'm not saying if you break your leg to just do 1 and 2 and you'll be fine, but obviously go to the doctor, get it set, cast, whatever. But taking these 2 will help that bone heal. Anything to do with bones and teeth is number 2, or number 1 and 2 together. Number 2, calc phos, give that to your teething babies or your children that their new teeth are growing in. Also, this is what you take for growing pains. When your child's going to bed at night and they can't sleep because their legs hurt, give them number 2, calc phos. And this is going to be worse at night. Calc phos symptoms are worse at night. Number 3 is calc sulf. This is calcium sulfate. This one is the blood purifier and healer. Anytime you see pus or something yummy and oozy, give this remedy. This is also good for fungal infections. This is your infection cell salt, basically. This is going to heal, just assist in the healing of any kind of bacterial or fungal infection. Anytime something looks weird and infected, give this cell salt. Also for acne, and that kind of makes sense because when you think about a pimple that is, oozy and gross, it's the same type of thing. So this is good for that. If you take Calc Sulf at the beginning of an illness, if it starts with that sore, scratchy throat, this can help ward that off to prevent it from turning into a cold. I know a lot of times when I get a cold, it always starts with that little scratchy throat. If you can get on it and take Calc Sulf, sometimes that will kind of stop the cold in its tracks. Especially, this is mostly if you've been exposed to strep throat or you're prone to strep throat, because this is, you think of this one as bacterial infection. This isn't really a viral kind of thing, but if it's bacterial, this will kind of help stop that in its tracks. The next one, number 4, this is ferrum phosphate. If you were to only buy one cell salt, which I don't recommend, I think you should already have your kit of 12. But if you were only buy one, I would buy this one. I use this one the most. This is your first aid remedy. Ferrum phosphate is the oxygen carrier cell salt, and this should be considered for every symptom that you have. Whenever there is a sign of inflammation, so bleeding, heat, redness, give this remedy. This precedes the Calc Sulf stage. So before the infection is oozy and gross and has the pus coming out, it should have been red and inflamed. So that's when you would give the ferrum phosphate. This is going to treat fevers, nosebleeds. It's really good for anemia. I told my friend who is pregnant, who had kind of struggled with anemia, to take this. I think it really helped her. Earaches, sore throat, mastitis, anything like this. I mean, again, this is kind of your go-to, the first one that you should think about. Any symptom, is this something that ferrum phosphate could help with? Number 4. If so, go ahead and take that. All right.